High blood pressure is like a silent suspect. It can build quietly for years, damaging blood vessels without obvious warning, which is why understanding the clues early can protect the heart, brain, and kidneys. Blood pressure is simply the force of blood pushing against artery walls. When that force stays too high for too long, the body's delicate vessel network begins facing stress it was never designed to handle. Imagine water moving through a hose. If the hose tightens, stiffens, or faces extra volume, pressure rises. Arteries behave similarly, and that is one reason blood pressure can gradually become dangerously high. High blood pressure is tricky because many feel normal, but damage continues silently. That's why regular checks matter. Don't wait for symptoms. Check your blood pressure regularly. When pressure stays high, it strains the entire system. The heart works harder, arteries get injured, and risk rises for stroke, kidney disease, heart disease, and other serious complications over time. Most cases do not come from one single cause. High blood pressure usually builds from a pattern: poor diet, too much sodium, inactivity, excess weight, smoking, stress, poor sleep, and sometimes other health conditions. A major clue is sodium. Many packaged, canned, fast, and restaurant foods contain far more salt than people realize, and that extra sodium can make the body hold fluid and push pressure higher. Extra body weight, especially around the waist, often raises blood pressure because the heart must work harder and the body may develop inflammation, insulin resistance, and changes that make arteries less flexible. A sedentary routine is another hidden suspect. When the body moves less, fitness drops, weight can rise, vessels may become less responsive, and blood pressure often drifts upward without attracting much attention. Stress does not explain every case, but chronic stress can push unhealthy habits, poor sleep, tension, and temporary blood pressure surges. Over time, that repeated strain may contribute to a bigger, long-term problem. Poor sleep matters more than many people think. Too little sleep, irregular sleep, and conditions like sleep apnea can keep the nervous system on alert and make blood pressure control much harder. Smoking and nicotine are direct red flags. They tighten blood vessels, injure artery walls, and push the cardiovascular system toward a more dangerous state, making blood pressure management far more difficult. Alcohol can also raise blood pressure, especially when intake becomes excessive. What seems like a casual habit may quietly add another burden to the heart and blood vessels over months and years. Some clues cannot be changed. Age, family history, and inherited risk can all raise the odds, which means prevention becomes even more important for people whose biology already loads the case against them. High blood pressure may also be linked with other medical issues, including diabetes, kidney disease, and certain hormone-related disorders. That is why persistent readings deserve proper medical evaluation, not guesswork alone. Many people expect obvious symptoms, but that assumption is risky. Headaches, dizziness, or feeling fine do not reliably tell the full story. A blood pressure reading is far more trustworthy than body sensations. Those two numbers on a blood pressure reading each matter. One reflects pressure when the heart pumps, and the other reflects pressure between beats. Together, they help show how hard vessels are being stressed. A useful reading depends on technique. Sit quietly, keep the feet flat, support the back, rest the arm at heart level, and avoid rushing the process if an accurate number is the goal. Home monitoring can reveal patterns that a single clinic reading may miss. Repeated readings taken correctly and tracked over time often provide a much clearer picture of what is really happening. One reading should not become a dramatic verdict. Trends matter more. A written log helps show whether pressure is consistently high, improving, or reacting to sleep, stress, activity, meals, or medication. If blood pressure keeps showing high numbers, medical follow-up is important. Persistent elevation deserves professional guidance because some causes require testing, treatment, or medication, not lifestyle changes alone. One of the strongest natural tools is regular movement. Brisk walking and other moderate exercise can help the heart work more efficiently, improve vessel function, and support healthier blood pressure over time. Strength training also has value when done consistently and safely. Building muscle supports metabolism, body composition, and overall cardiovascular health, all of which can contribute to better blood pressure control. For people carrying excess weight, even modest weight loss can help. The goal is not perfection or crash dieting. Small, sustainable progress can reduce strain on the heart and improve pressure readings. Food patterns matter deeply. Meals built around vegetables, fruit, beans, whole grains, and lean proteins generally support healthier blood pressure far better than heavily processed meals loaded with salt and saturated fat. Reducing sodium is one of the most practical changes. That does not only mean using less table salt. The larger issue is often hidden sodium inside packaged snacks, sauces, breads, and takeout foods. For many people, potassium-rich foods can support healthier pressure balance, though anyone with kidney disease needs individualized medical advice. Whole foods usually help more than chasing supplements without a clear reason. A less processed diet usually brings more fiber, better minerals, and steady energy. That shift helps with weight, blood sugar, and cardiovascular health, creating a wider foundation for improved blood pressure control. Blood pressure is not only about salt. Excess calories, frequent sugary drinks, and highly processed eating can support weight gain and metabolic strain, both of which may worsen long-term pressure problems. Hydration matters for overall health, but it is not a magic cure. The bigger win comes from replacing sugary beverages and excessive alcohol with better daily habits that support the whole cardiovascular system. A better sleep routine can meaningfully support blood pressure. Regular bedtimes, fewer late-night stimulants, and a calmer sleep environment help the nervous system settle and act activated night after night. Stress management does not mean pretending stress disappears. It means reducing its biological impact through methods such as slow breathing, mindfulness, prayer, walking, or other routines that calm the body consistently. Even outside formal workouts, daily movement matters. Standing up more often, taking short walks, using stairs, and breaking long sitting periods can all support healthier circulation and better cardiovascular function. Quitting smoking may be one of the most powerful changes for vascular health. The benefits extend beyond blood pressure alone, helping reduce damage to artery walls and overall cardiovascular risk. When alcohol is part of the routine, moderation matters. Frequent or heavy drinking can quietly sabotage blood pressure control, so reducing intake may become an important part of the recovery strategy. Caffeine affects people differently. Some notice little change, while others see a short-term rise. The summarize does not panic, but observation, measure, compare, and look for a personal pattern. Reading labels turns hidden clues into visible evidence. Sodium, serving size, and ingredient quality can change the entire meaning of a food, which is why front packaging rarely tells the full story. Eating out does not have to ruin the plan. Choosing grilled foods, asking for sauces on the side, and skipping overly salty extras can reduce the pressure load without making life feel miserable. Some people still need medication, and that is not weakness. Blood pressure control often works best when medicine, monitoring, and lifestyle improvements are treated as partners rather than competing ideas. Quick fix promises usually fail. Blood pressure improves through consistency, better eating, better movement, better sleep, less tobacco, less alcohol, and careful follow-up, instead of chasing dramatic miracle solutions. Severe chest pain, sudden weakness, trouble speaking, severe shortness of breath, or other alarming symptoms need urgent medical attention. A dangerous blood pressure emergency is not the moment for home experiments. Sometimes high blood pressure is a signal of something deeper, including kidney problems or hormone-related conditions. That is why persistent or unusual cases deserve proper evaluation instead of simplistic assumptions. If loud snoring, daytime fatigue, and poor sleep are part of the story, sleep apnea should not be ignored. Treating that hidden problem can make blood pressure control much more achievable. Behavior change becomes easier with support. A family member, walking partner, coach, or clinician can turn intention into routine, and routine is what usually solves blood pressure problems more effectively than motivation alone. The most useful question is not, was today perfect? The better question is the overall trend improving? Blood pressure management is a long investigation, not a single dramatic courtroom verdict. The encouraging news is that healthier habits can lower risk and improve blood pressure control over time. The body responds to repeated good decisions, even when progress seems slow at first. So the case becomes clear: high blood pressure usually rises from multiple clues, and control usually comes from multiple habits working together, guided by measurement, consistency, and proper medical follow-up when needed. If this investigation helps simplify blood pressure, follow BioAge Lab for more clarity, confidence, and the science for rare science when packed together in a way ordinary people can actually use.